In the 19th century, Victorian England was a place of great progress and innovation. But beneath the surface of this seemingly civilized society lurked a dark and disturbing reality: the Victorian madhouse. These institutions, ostensibly created to care for the mentally ill, often became places of unimaginable horror and abuse. The rise of madhouses in Victorian England was a response to the growing concern over mental illness in society. As urbanization and industrialization rapidly changed the landscape of Britain, the number of people diagnosed with mental disorders increased dramatically. The solution, it seemed, was to segregate these individuals from society and place them in specialized institutions. However, the reality of these madhouses was far from therapeutic. Patients were often subjected to cruel and inhumane treatments, justified by the misguided medical theories of the time. One such treatment was the infamous rotational therapy, where patients were strapped to a chair and spun at high speeds, sometimes for hours on end. This was believed to reorganize the contents of the brain and cure mental illness. Another common practice was the use of restraints and isolation. Patients deemed unruly or dangerous were often chained to walls or beds, sometimes for days or weeks at a time. The notorious straitjacket became a symbol of these institutions, used to control and subdue patients rather than help them. Perhaps most chilling was the ease with which individuals could be committed to these madhouses. Women, in particular, were vulnerable to being institutionalized for reasons that today would be considered trivial or even absurd. Symptoms such as hysteria, moral insanity, or simply defying societal norms could lead to indefinite confinement in these nightmarish facilities. The conditions in many madhouses were appalling. Overcrowding was rampant, with patients crammed into small, unsanitary spaces. Disease spread quickly, and mortality rates were high. The staff, often untrained and overworked, resorted to brutality to maintain order. It wasn't until the latter half of the 19th century that reforms began to take place. Activists and reformers like Dorothea Dix in America and Lord Shaftesbury in England fought tirelessly to expose the abuses within the asylum system and advocate for more humane treatment of the mentally ill. The legacy of Victorian madhouses serves as a stark reminder of the dangers of unchecked power and the importance of compassionate, evidence-based mental health care. While we have made significant progress in our understanding and treatment of mental illness, the shadows of these institutions continue to linger in our collective memory, urging us to remain vigilant in protecting the rights and dignity of society's most vulnerable members.